Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Kombumerri people.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Christy Kijarina. It's Wednesday, June 26. In Squiz Kids Today, Australia receives Reef Report Card, World's Ugliest Dog crowned, a sauce to rule them all, and we're warming up for Origin. That's what's making news, kid style.
The Lowdown.
The Great Barrier Reef has managed to escape being labelled in danger this week, but the Australian government has been given a serious warning to step up its game on climate targets. The Great Barrier Reef is a massive coral reef that lies off the northeast coast of Australia. It's bigger than the Great Wall of China, and it's the only living thing that's visible from space, because that's right, coral is alive. Since 1981, the Great Barrier Reef has been a World Heritage Site, meaning that it's super special, not only to Aussies, but to everyone all over the globe, and it should be cared for. It's home to 400 types of colourful corals and 1,500 species of fish. Plus, it's where the endangered dugong, also known as a sea cow, and the large green sea turtle live. But there's a problem. The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organisation, UNESCO for short, is like the global police for protecting wonders of the world, and it's been worried about the reef for a little while. It says that soil and chemicals washing into the water along with rising ocean temperatures has caused coral bleaching. Coral bleaching happens when the tiny algae living in the coral get stressed and start to die off, making the coral turn white. Recent tropical cyclones and hungry coral-eating starfish haven't helped either. UNESCO has written the Aussie government a report card, which says it must stick to and improve its climate targets to keep this spectacular reef safe for generations to come.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in California in the United States, where the winner of this year's World Ugliest Dog Contest has been announced. Ah yes, one of our favourite contests of the year. Just like Alaska's fattest bear, which is also on as we speak. But back to ugly pooches. The winner of this year's award that no dog ever really wants to win, an 8-year-old Pekingese pup named Wild Thang. This was Wild Thang's 5th entry into the contest that's been running for 50 years. After coming in second on 3 previous occasions, it was finally this pooch's time to shine. As a puppy, Wild Thang caught a virus that left his teeth unable to grow, so his tongue always hangs out of his mouth, and his right front paw is constantly paddling. Despite these setbacks, Wild Thang is a much-loved member of his family and will no doubt be an awesome ambassador for this contest that aims to encourage people to adopt dogs from shelters rather than buy them from breeders. And to celebrate the imperfections that make them so special and unique, Wild Thang, you make my heart sang.
Food, glorious food.
From ugly dogs to hot dogs, or more specifically, a saucy topping for hot dogs. What's your favourite? Is it tomato sauce? Maybe you're more of a barbecue fan. What about mayo? Sweet chilli? Aioli? Worcestershire? The list goes on. Or maybe you like to mix your sauces. If that's you, you're in good company. American food manufacturer Heinz has released a brand new kitchen condiment called Every Sauce. And as the name suggests, it's a blend of 14 different sauces from the Heinz pantry, including pickle ketchup, caramelized onion mayo, and smoky baconaise. Heinz calls it the ultimate sauce to rule them all. But don't rush to the shops just yet. This awesome sauce is only being released in the UK, and they're only making 100 very special bottles. So for now, you'll have to keep creating your own sauce masterpieces at home.
hot time.
And finally today to somewhere where you'll find many a hot dog this evening, the MCG. Why? Because it's Game 2 of State of Origin and New South Wales is hoping for a win to keep the 3-game series alive after Queensland's big 38-10 win in Game 1. This is only the 6th time the MCG has played host to Origin, and the Blues have won 4 of the last 5 games played there. So New South Wales fans, there's hope. And Queensland fans, don't worry, Reece Walsh is back. He had to sit out after a high tackle in Game 1, but he's ready to bring his A game tonight. And don't forget to keep watching tomorrow night when the women's teams take the field in Townsville for Game 3 of the Women's Origin Series. And it's a decider. The Sky Blues won the first match 22-10, but Queensland came back strong in Game 2, winning 11-10 with an awesome last-minute field goal. It's going to be an epic showdown. Make sure you don't miss it.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. Which 2 endangered species did we mention that live on the Great Barrier Reef? This was a bit of a tricky one. It's the dugong, also called the sea cow, and the large green sea turtle. Question number 2. Name the dog that won this year's Ugliest Dog contest. That's right, it's the famous Wild Thang. Question number 3. How many sauces is Heinz blending to make their new Every Sauce? Did you remember it was 14? Well done.
Shout outs.
It's June 26. Way back in 1997, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, the first Harry Potter book, was published in London. Imagine a world without Harry Potter. No thank you. It's also a special day for these Squiz kids celebrating a birthday today. James from Mount Isa, Memphis from Oran Park, Marley and Naomi from Mount Gravatt, Declan from Bundaberg, Sum from Forest Lake, Olivia from Vermont, Audrey from Appin, Lucinda from Fly Creek, May from Mangaton and Elliot from Mount Waverley. Belated birthday shout-outs go to Anna from Warrawee, James from Geelong, Lucy from Wagga Wagga, Basil from Norwood, Jaden from Waterloo and Kylie from Richmond. And classroom shout-outs today go to Class 5-6 Barty with Mrs House at Lura Public School, Class 5-6 Marseille with Miss Leifting at Deniliquin South Public School, The Green Room with Mrs Grieve at Harrington Public School, Class 8S with Mr Litchfield at Windsor High School, and lastly, but definitely not leastly, to Prep Class A with Mrs Marini at Glen Huntley Primary School, and a belated birthday shout out to you, Mrs Marini, too. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.